What's up, everybody? Good morning. What is going on? As everything kind of comes to life here at Home Built Workshop. Welcome to Home Built Workshop. Welcome to Wednesday Live. I hope everyone is doing awesome today. It's going to be a great day. All right, as we get things situated here, so I will pause that preview. I just got to make sure that the stream is working here. Everything's good. And I want to know from you all, can you hear me okay? I'm doing a little bit different than the wired lapel mic. I'm using the wireless again. I got the wired lapel here just in case we got to switch to it or something like that. So we're just going to get things situated here. All right. Oh yeah, the preview. I got to bring the preview up. I wish I could do that ahead of time, but for some reason it doesn't show up. I don't know why that is. Doesn't seem to want to show up if I look it up ahead of time. I can see that it's upcoming, but it doesn't seem like it updates. I don't know why. Oh, it says we're live. All right, I'm going to bring that up. Ooh, turn that down. Okay, we are set. We're set. That's going to go up here so I can see it. Bam! We're ready to roll. All right. And I got the auto thing on right now, so let me know if it gives you seasickness or something on the camera. Let's see, Sam's here. Sam says hello, everyone. Yes, Sam. Don't you worry. We got the coffee. We are ready. We're ready. Robert's here. Robert says howdy, folks. Hope all are doing well. Robert, I hope you're doing well as well. Doing well too. Paul, greetings everyone. Hope you're having a great week so far. Yes, so far so good. Things are going well. It's been a pretty cool week so far. Since we hung out last Wednesday, I had some family come into town for a couple of days, which was super awesome. I don't often get family travels out here from the East Coast, but it was super awesome to be able to spend a couple of days hanging out. My daughter had a horse show, and we all got to attend together, and it was super cool, and just a really fun time. It was a great weekend, and this week we're back in the shop. We're working on stuff. I'll show you in a minute here. My my work table is a disaster. I got to get it put back together. But yeah, things are going good. Harry Dude, what's up? What's going on, man? How are you? Mike Johnson's here. Mike, good morning. Good morning, Mike. How's everything? Robert says there he is. Oh yeah. Paul says voice is lagging. Really? I thought we fixed that last week. I haven't changed anything. Okay. All right. We'll adjust that in a moment. Let me catch up here. Sam says sound and video is out. Oh boy. Robert says sound is okay, but it's off. Oh boy. Paul says it's like watching the 70s kung fu movies. Really? It's that far off? Well, we got to do something about that. That doesn't seem right. I don't know why that is. We're going to take care of it though. Hang on. Bear with me here. This is crazy. Yeah, it's still offset. Oh, wait a minute. Was that it the last time? I think it was. How did it go back? How's that? Let me know here over the next minute or so if that fixes it. Because I thought maybe I did have it at 0, and now it's not. Yeah, those funny films that used to always be on with the overdubs. Yeah. All right. Let me know now. Let me know if it's better, because I made a pretty decent adjustment there, so hopefully that fixes it. Cheers, everyone. Got the coffee, as always. Sam's laughing. Robert says voice is ahead. Okay, I just backed it up, so it should be good. Time Servant says it's like watching a dubbed over foreign film. Well, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Paul says it's not. It's not better. Really? Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Why? I wonder why it... There's another big adjustment. We had this fixed last week. At least it's the sound. And we can adjust that. But with this new camera, it's not an issue. The camera just works. It's just getting everything synced up. You know why? I'll bet you. Because I'm using the wireless. I didn't use the wireless last week. I bet you there's a tiny delay there. But anyway, we probably got, I don't know if we nailed it yet or not. So I made a pretty large, oh, Robert says it's going the wrong way. I'm delaying the audio. Oh boy. My voice ahead, going the wrong way. All right. Well, I'm gonna take away this negative, so this is gonna be a really big jump the other way. So it's either gonna get better or it's gonna get really bad. And clicked. Here we go. I'm gonna do the clap. I'm trying to watch the preview. I don't know. It looks fine. I can't tell because I can't hear it. I'm relying on all of you. Sam Packins here. Sam Packins says, good morning, Jeff and everyone else. Rick, what's going on? Sam says, Jeff doesn't do technology well. Well, Sam, you know, technology I don't have a problem with. It's the matter of trying to do all of it at the same time while we're hanging out. I'm trying to do this. I'm adjusting this live. I'm playing the sound man, the live sound engineer, as well as the on-screen personality. I'm just doing it all at once. I need a producer. That actually would be kind of cool, but we'll get it. We'll get it. Time Surfing says, looks close. Paul says, just a bit off, but much better. Time Surfing looks decent. Still, Paul says a quarter second off. Jeez. So we're going to go more. We're going to go a little bit more. That's quite a delay. All right, I went another 100 milliseconds, and we'll see if that does anything. Oh boy, we'll get it. We'll get it. Let's see. Oh, Mike says do another clap. Okay, ready? Here we go. 3, 2. Oh no, I just made the screen. I did a hand gestures, and the camera thought I was telling it to do something. So here we go. Hang on. Clap, clap. Paul says, not that I'm timing it. Time Surfing says, nailed it. Nailed it. Yes. Robert, much better. Rick says, looks and sounds much better. Right on. Mike says, right on. Yes. Woohoo. So I got to write this down because it makes a difference which mic you're using, which I guess I never really thought of. I just thought once you got everything synced, it would work no matter what. So, yeah, this mic is a little different when it's plugged directly in. But now I'm using the wireless one with the transmitter. Interesting. Anyway, okay. Paul says, if only you were using a Mac. No, I don't think so. Sam says, much better, but not perfect. Close enough, Sam? Mike says, my lights on my clapper just went off. Remember that thing? Clap on, clap off. that gadget that was supposed to like turn your lamps on that you plugged into the wall. Those as seen on TVs. Oh, that's funny. Oh boy. Anyway, are we still on the automatic moving? Yes, we are. Okay. Let's see. Robert says, does the camera have a built-in mic? It does have a built-in mic. But there's something, I don't know. There's something I like about using the direct mic. Actually, the built-in mic is actually quite good. But I like to use this one because, or a lapel mic or something like that anyway, because it does a really good job at eliminating a lot of the room noise. I don't know if you guys remember in the past when I would just use basically, the cell phone mic or something like that. And what happens is you get all of the ambient noise. And I don't live in an ideal location. I don't live in a film studio, in case you didn't know that. And unfortunately, we have, there's a fairly busy road that you can sometimes hear. There's an airport that's a small little airport that's up the road from me. And those little planes are always flying over, and it seems like they're going to just, like you can reach up and touch when they're flying past, so that's super loud. So I like using the lapel mic of some sort, because I found that it makes a really big difference. If you go back and even watch some of the YouTube videos from, a couple years ago before I started using the lapel mic, what a difference it makes. So I just kind of continued using it. Maybe I should one of these days. We'll just use the camera and just to see how it translates through in the live stream. But yeah, that's why I'm using this. From playing around with it inside the house, the camera mic seems to be really good. Let's see. Time Surfing says, paper organizer found a home. Is it hard to reach the top slot? Not really. And let's try this, because with this camera, it should follow me around. So right here, I got this is 80 grit right here. It's not bad. And it may not stay here 100%, but I just needed a place to kind of get it set up. So I got 80 grit right here. It's not hard. The ceiling is not tall in this place. It's really, really low. So it's not really as high as it might look. I don't know if it'll stay here, but for now, that's kind of the place that I've decided on. I still got a couple things stored over there. I don't really like that. Like my binding tower is here, and my stitching pony for doing leather work is over here. So not perfectly ideal, but it's a starting place. I'll move it around, if I need to. Might reconfigure some stuff. I might reconfigure something with these. I don't know. With the sanding discs, I do kind of like having everything sort of in the same area. And this is so much better. I mentioned it in the video, but really this is so much better than what I had. Just a disaster stack of sandpaper. This is super cool and easy to move around, reconfigure if I need to. I'm not really too worried. This is kind of nice. I can stand up. I don't have to like sit in one spot and get my legs falling asleep and all that. The only thing is, I can't read the comments. So we're going to come back over here. Let's see. Oh, Mike Johnson says, I purchased the same camera based on last week's show. Very cool camera. It is so cool. It's awesome. The fact that it'll, follow you around if you want it to. You can do the hand gesture things. There's a lot of settings in there. It's a super awesome camera. You can even control it with your phone. Well, not right now because I'm using that for the monitor. But yeah, it's really awesome. So that's great, Mike, that you picked it up. Corey says, I do hear a little bit of the background. I have very good hearing. Well, yeah, you might hear some stuff still. I'm not saying that this eliminates it entirely, but it goes a long ways at bringing the background noise down. It's a microphone. You're always going to pick up some sort of ambient sounds, but it helps tremendously. Sam says, you may want to start recycling materials and upcycling materials to keep budget affordable now. Yeah, Sam, that's something that honestly is not new to me, really. It's just something that I grew up with, really, that way of thinking, right? The save stuff to repurpose for other things, fix things instead of throwing it away. Basically, what you're saying, it's what I do. I don't go out. I try not to go out and buy brand new materials all the time. When I have different things around here that'll work, I'll take an old something and repurpose it for something else. It's really kind of a big part of what the channel has. What I feel like the channel is, and at least that's how I try to approach everything. Some of the channels you watch, it seems like they must have a much bigger budget than I have. Let's just put it that way. So I always try to do what I can to save money, repurpose things, reuse instead of replacing or buying new. So I'm with you, Sam, I'm with you. Time surfing. I live right next to an Army helicopter base. I don't even hear them anymore. Yes, that's the way I am with these little airplanes. I mean, there's like the little Cessnas and, you know, stuff like that. It's just, I just hear them. Or, you know, they fly over. I don't even pay attention. Same thing with the helicopters. But in the video, it transfers through quite a lot. Robert says, watched a video from Adair Guitars. He was showing new 3D printed mini nut vise to help shape the guitar nut. Works pretty well. I feel like I've seen that or something similar to that. I don't know if I've seen that one exactly, but I'll have to check it out. Paul says, you've gained about 2,000 subs since last week. Dang, it's like it keeps taunting you. Yeah. Like the Geico commercial and the guy with the $1 on the fishing pole, yanking 100,000 just out of reach. It is slowly. It's gaining. Not that I'm watching. I mean, I am actually, because it's getting closer. But yeah, it's crazy how it varies around. Sometimes I'll look at it, and normally I don't pay attention. I just roll with it, and I won't check it for weeks or even months, honestly. But I have been watching it a little bit closer over the last couple of weeks. But sometimes it'll go down, and you're like, what's going on? But yeah, it's super cool. Robert says, I looked up the specs on the camera. It's supposed to have a noise-canceling built-in mic, but wearing a mic does ensure the volume being stable. Yes. Yep. Like I said, I tested it inside, and the mic works perfectly fine. I didn't try it out here, really, but, you know, just playing around with it, the sound is really good. But yeah, like to your point, that's kind of why I like this. It's consistent, and again, it keeps some of the background noise, even though noise canceling. I don't know if you guys have ever worn those noise canceling earbuds or headphones or something like that. Once in a while, and I don't know if this would do it, because I haven't listened that close. Once in a while with those noise canceling things, you can kind of hear, like if it's really quiet, you can sort of hear where that starts to let go of the noise canceling. And then as soon as you talk, it's almost like compression, right? So it kind of turns it off, and as soon as you talk, it like snaps it back on. I don't know if this would do that or not, but yeah, everything on this camera is super cool. The quality, I'm super impressed with the quality. I'm looking, it's a 4K webcam, and I'm looking at it on my preview from OBS, and it looks great. I'm streaming it in 1080, and I'm looking at it on the preview there, and it looks equally as great. I might need to do a tiny bit of color correction because the color is different. There's just, in the preview, I don't know about what you guys are seeing. I got a preview screen playing on my phone, and it's got a tiny little bit of a yellowish tint to it. But really, the colors look really good. Just a tiny yellowish tint that I'm not seeing in the preview on OBS. So I might have to correct that out of there just a little. But overall, yeah, super happy with it. It's been working really well. Robert says, when I was in high school, we lived about 75 yards or less from an active train track. When we first moved in, I thought I would never get a good night's sleep. Less than a week, I did not notice it. Yes, I know what you mean. I moved houses. Before I moved out here, I moved houses, and the house I was in for a little while before I came out here was on a pretty busy 2-lane highway. Two-lane highway, so not horribly busy, but fairly busy, and it was on a hill, right? So what you would get all the time are like dump trucks coming from a gravel pit, coming down the hill with their Jake brakes on and just like making all this racket. And I remember the first couple of weeks when I lived there that I thought the same. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Because I came from it was still a rural location, but it was right on this road. And I'd never lived in anything like that before. And I thought it was gonna be the worst. But yeah, after a couple of weeks, it's nothing. Let's see. Harry Dude says, how do your two mics connect? USB, analog in, maybe delays with USB versus analog. Okay, good question, Harry Dude. So the lapel mic, just a regular lapel, 1/8 inch, just a regular, analog. And I'm just plugging it into the analog jack on the computer. This one I can also plug in to this little transmitter here, and that's what I do for the YouTube videos. I'll plug this into the transmitter. That way I don't have this brick thingy sitting here, and I can just have the lapel. On the computer, I also plug the receiver in the same way. So it's got 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch, and it plugs into just the mic in on the side of the computer. I do have a USB mic. I don't have it out here or anything because it's more of a desktop kind of mic. But yeah, right. It's all analog basically. So wireless transmitter to wireless receiver, and then 1/8 inch to 1/8 inch in on the laptop. That's really it. So yeah, I don't know. I think probably the difference in delays is probably due to this being wireless, and there's a bit of latency there or something. I don't know. I'm just glad you can make that adjustment. I just have to remember what the adjustment is depending on which mic I'm using. So Paul says, I hate living in the city, too loud at night, miss the country life. Paul, I do too. I grew up in a very rural area. Just living in the country. I grew up in the country. And when I moved out here, the place that I live was pretty rural still, although it doesn't have the forests and stuff that I was used to. But over the last quite a few years, there's been so much development here, and the increase in traffic and noise and lights and all that stuff, it's out of control. They're out of control with the building here, and it really is a drag. Let's see. Senpakin says, I'd like to make some videos. Oh, why is there that thing? Get out of the way. Make some videos to put on my Facebook page showing me doing some of my procedures in a build. What's a cheap way to hold the phone when doing that? Really, if you're using a phone, which is a great option, by the way, there's so many little phone mounts that you can use. Let me show you. Well, I only have one here, but there's a bunch of little phone tripods that you could get. Look, it's watching me. So what I use right now is, see, look, there's a preview right there. So this is just a little phone deal. This one's made for mounting on like a pole or something. I used to use this on mic stands and stuff like that. But just mount it on there. I've got a little piece, a little dowel right up above that I fasten this onto. But there's so many different kinds of mounts that you can get for cell phones. There's specific cell phone tripods. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff. And really, I mean, I don't have a specific one necessarily that I would say, hey, you got to go order this particular model. But if you just do a search, for cell phone tripods or cell phone holders, cell phone mounts, anything like that, you're probably going to get about a gazillion different kinds. And really, if you're just trying to hold your phone, a pretty good chance that almost any of them are going to work for what you need it to do. So yeah, I guess, sorry, Rick, I don't have a specific suggestion, but you really, like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with probably most of the options up there. But if you guys have used a cell phone tripod, cell phone mount, something like that Senpakin might be able to use, leave it down there. Leave it in the comments. But yeah, go for it, Rick. Time Surfing says 1 mile down a dirt road. Nearest neighbor, at least 100 yards away. Pretty quiet here. Oh man, sounds like where I grew up. I grew up at the end of wasn't a mile down the dirt road. It was about a half mile, quarter mile, something like that, at the end of a dirt road. And guess how many houses were on that one dirt road? Just mine. Actually, my family still lives there. But yeah, the dirt road is all ours. And all on one side of the road was all my grandparents' land, so it was pretty awesome. Paul says, I had 12 people in my graduating class, and town down the road had 2 that year. Very rural. Ooh, you got me beat. I had more than that, but that's awesome. Sam says, I have airport grade ear defenders. They're 3M Peltor X5As. You have a 37 dB standard noise reduction. Wow. Are these Peltors? They're not electronics though. They're 3M though. That's what I usually use. They're not the electronic ones, but they work really good. Oh yeah, I haven't got to what's on my workbench yet because I was gonna show you that. We'll get to that in just a second. Time Servant says, got me beat, Paul. 84 in my graduating class. I think that's around where mine was, something like that. Robert says to Paul, I agree. Don't like living in a big city. Little town I currently live in, on the edge of town, to the other north and south is 6 blocks. East, west, maybe 4. Nice. That's a nice size. Nice little small town. Rick says, yeah, I thought as much. Just wondered if there was a recommendation. Yeah, Rick, like I said, I don't have a great recommendation. I don't have a whole lot of cell phone mounts. I really only have just that one that I use. Yeah, I wish I had a specific recommendation, but read a few reviews. I'm sure you can find one, you know, that'll work. So anyway, projects, things that we're working on. I want to hear from all of you. What are you guys working on? What projects are on your bench? Harry Dude, did you get all moved? We're still working on it. So since we talked last week, let's see, what was the video last week? What was that? Oh, the little drill press, foot switch. How many of you guys, if you guys see that video where you power the foot switch? It's something I've done for years. I've used that switch that I have for years and years. And what a time saver for the drill press. But I finally found that cheap one at Harbor Freight. And you know, I thought, well, this would be maybe a good introduction to try to introduce the project, because like I mentioned in the video, I wanted to talk about that for a long time, but I didn't have a cost-effective option. But yeah, definitely, it's, in my opinion, it's a game changer for running the drill press because it makes it so much faster. You just don't have to mess with it. It's super cool. If you haven't seen it, link on the channel. And then coming up this weekend, this weekend, this is a busy weekend. It's the guitar show, the Colorado Guitar Show and Custom Luthiers Expo. This coming up this weekend. So the rest of this week, I'm going to be getting guitars ready, getting things in order. I got to do a little brainstorming with you guys here in a minute. Once I catch up on projects, we're going to come back to that. But the video this weekend is going to be this guy. It's going to be the sandpaper cabinet. It's already scheduled, planned, and all of that. And also, the reason my workbench is a mess is because, remember last week when Paul was talking about his accident? I'm doing a video, safety type video that we were talking about last week. That's going to go out on the channel. Not talking about Paul or anything, but yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So what we're doing is just it kind of got me thinking when we were talking about that last week of preparedness in the shop for stuff like that. And there's some things I need to get. So I just thought we'd make a little video about that. I got it all together. It should be all rendered by now. I got to preview it once we're done. We'll get that up and get that scheduled. But I'm going to leave the camera just right there and see if this thing will follow me around. It should. And I'll just show you this mess that is my table here. Let's see what it does. Oh, look at that. And then I can, oh wow, that's crazy. I need a seat right here. I could sit right here. So anyway, I've dug out all of my safety stuff and was just going through. And I found that, sadly, my first aid kit is this tiny little travel first aid kit. It barely has Band-Aids enough for a paper cut. So, you know, we're just going through all of the safety things and things that I keep on hand and just talking about all that and how we need to be more prepared. So we're talking about, you know, first aid for accidents and cuts and things, and, you know, safety glasses and PPE and, you know, just general safety type stuff. It's not really about, you know, I don't know how to describe it. Just being prepared, having the things that you need in your shop to be prepared for different things. And I got some stuff on order from some supplies that I didn't already have. And yeah, So that's what I've been working on. So I got to get all this stuff put away. But before I do, I got to get a bigger first aid kit, you know, and just get some more supplies and get things set up. So I'm kind of glad that I decided to haul all this out and look through, because definitely was lacking in some areas here. So and hopefully now, you know, we can kind of build on that and be a little bit more prepared in the event something happens. Hopefully it never does, but we all know that stuff like that can happen. Oh, let's see. Back to the comments here. All right, Sam, sorry, I had to find where I left off. Sam says, I think they made the same as yours, but different color and slight design. Oh, the earmuffs, gotcha. Time Servant says, I haven't found a decent cell phone mount yet. Harry Dude is all moved. Having the joy of unpacking and setting up the house and workshop. Well, Harry Dude, I'm glad you got it all moved. That's what, half the battle, quarter of the battle, part of the battle anyway. Rick says, saw the video and on the hunt for a foot switch. No Harbor Freight up here in Canada. In the description of that video, Rick, I put a link to one that I found on online. I have not used it, but it's actually even like $1 or $2 cheaper than the one that I found. It's a brand I've heard of. It's not like one of those weird, you know, foreign brands that they're just like weird names. Again, I have not used this switch myself, but I'm familiar with the brand, and I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't be an option. So I don't know if you want to go that route. And that's part of the reason, Rick, that I didn't do this video a long time ago. Because like I said, my original one is homemade, completely homemade, from a switch that was reclaimed, Sam. It was salvaged from something a long time ago, some piece of industrial equipment, and I couldn't find a suitable replacement that wasn't really expensive. You can go online to places like McMaster-Carr or Grainger and all that, and you can order basically a metal, you know, industrial grade foot switch, but it's $70, $80, $100. And for a drill press like that, I just think it's kind of overkill, unless you can actually, you know, scavenge one from something. But I did look online, and I put that link down there, so you might check that out and see if maybe, you know, maybe it would work for what you need. So, don't know. Again, I haven't used it, but I tried to find something comparable in case, like in your case, Rick, that there wasn't a, you didn't have like a Harbor Freight or something nearby. But, and really, I wasn't even intentionally looking at Harbor Freight for that particular switch. It was just one of those things that I was on the website for something, and that thing popped up, and I was like, wait, what? So I went and picked it up, and sure enough, it works great. Let's see. Robert says the only drawback is not a place to the shops. Have to travel 21 miles to do shopping. Gotcha. Saw the video this past weekend. Right on. Yeah, you know, and Steven, stuff like that, Robert. Like I don't have an issue with that, because I would much rather live out in the middle of nowhere and have to commute. Is that it? Is that what you do when you go to a store? Commute to the shop, or you know, to the grocery store or something? I don't have a problem with that. I try to shop ahead of time anyway. But I get it. It's not for everybody. I totally understand that. Sam says perhaps install an auto dust extractor switch to workshop power tools that automatically turn on the dust extractor as soon as you use your tools, such as the pillar drill. That's a great idea. I was thinking that through in my head for a second. It's an awesome idea. I'd have to do a little bit of reconfiguration. I don't have a whole lot of power outlet options here. That makes it tricky for me to do certain things like that. And if they all turn on at once, I pop the breaker. Paul says, just remember, no live demos in your safety. Yes, duly noted, Paul. Rick says, get Paul to send you some photos. Nope. Rick says, I like that camera movement. Isn't that cool? That can like move around and it follows you. As long as I don't get too wild with it and it's like, you know, you get all seasick or something. Paul says to Rick, I sent him too. Yes, I am not going to put him in the video because I don't need to do that. It's pretty gnarly. I mean, I don't have a problem looking at it, but I'm not putting it in the video. We're not even going to talk about. There's no names or identities will be given. I mean, you guys know because Paul told us here, but in the actual video, no identities are going to be revealed. So when you see the video, you'll know. You'll know why. Inside, there's the inside track. Let's see. Sam says the workshop needs a den, and a coffee machine. Yeah, coffee machine's in the house. We're good. Look who's here. Bearded Viking Woodworks is here. What's up, dude? Bearded Viking says, hey, hey. What's up, man? How are you doing? Right on. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Right on. Yeah, I caught Bearded Viking in one of his lives the other day. It's not super often that I'm on the actual computer or something when somebody pops up live, but in the event that it happens, I definitely like to try to tune in. And yeah, caught Bearded Viking the other day. It's always just cool hanging out over there as well. So if you guys haven't checked out his channel, a bunch of cool projects, check out Bearded Viking. Right on. Corey says you can find a small belt that way. If the cut, oh, it's cuts too deep, you can cut the blood circulation. Yes. Yeah, tourniquet. That's one thing that I'm going to put in my kit for sure. Yep, absolutely. Paul says Canada's Harbor Freight is Princess Auto. Yeah, that's true. Rick, do you have a Princess Auto? Do they have the same kind of thing? I forgot about that, Paul. Yeah, thank you. Time Servant says, would love to hang out, must shower and get to the library. Have to print a shipping label, trading a guitar. Right on, nice. Right on. Yeah. Time Servant says, enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Time Servant, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the guitar trade. I hope to be moving some guitars this weekend. Again, Denver, Colorado, this Sunday. The Colorado Guitar Show and Custom Luthiers Expo. We're going to be there. I got 2 tables. I'm going to be getting everything set up. We just got the preliminary table assignment yesterday. Trying to figure out how I'm going to make things work. Last year, if you saw the kind of vlog video, we were against a wall. And I was able to plaster up the banners right on the wall. Just duct tape kind of thing. Tape it right to the wall. And this is what I wanted to talk about. I am trying to figure out how am I going to put the banners up. I am not on a wall this year. We're kind of on an inside aisle with nothing behind me. I'm trying to figure out how to hang banners. I thought maybe I could modify a microphone stand or something. I can't quite get it to go high enough, I don't think. I'm thinking like maybe speaker stands or light stands or something. The only thing that sucks with that is that I got to go out and buy some. So I don't know. You guys got any good ideas? Harry dude, you got any suggestions for some sort of stands or equipment? I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to buy something. A couple of speaker stands, or I'm thinking light stands because it would go high and I want to get these banners way up. Bearded Viking says, I'm well, hope all is good. Right on. Paul's got a very good safety tip. Don't let your son, who works at Rockler Woodworking, use your tools. Oh no. Sorry, Paul. Bearded Viking, thanks, man. Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah. Gotta support, right? That's what we do. Sam says UK power supply is more manly than US power supply. We can use large tools together in the same room without popping a breaker. It's not to say there's not a limit though. Well, yeah, yours is 220, right? Are we the only, is the US like one of the only places that use 110 for their main power? Yes, there's 220. You can get a lot higher than that, but average household current, it seems like a lot of places use 220. Sempak and Rick says, yes, Paul, but it's a ways away. Gotcha. Yeah, check out the link in that video, Rick. I believe it's a Win model. We've probably all heard of that brand Win. Sam says, don't forget to smash the like. Likes are totally free and most appreciated. They are most appreciated. I do appreciate every single one, and I appreciate all of you for taking the time to hang out. Sam says, use a DJ twin stand truss system. I thought about that, but I don't have one. Pretty much, I'm going to have to go to the store this afternoon, and I'm going to have to find something, or today or tomorrow anyway. You know, what I've got is you're at, like, it's an 8-foot banner, or is it 6 foot? I think it's 8 foot. It's a pretty good sized banner, and I was hoping to be able to just stick it to the wall because that worked awesome last year. But I didn't have high hopes when I saw the table layout and I saw we didn't have a wall space. So I'm trying to figure that out. A lot of guys will take their banner and tape it to the front of the table. I don't like that because nobody can see it, right? When it's crowded with people, the banner's down low at the base of your table. Nobody can see it. I might have to put one there. I actually have two. I might put the smaller one down there, but I want the bigger one up behind us. And I'm just trying to find a way to do that. I even talked to the promoter, you know, just to see if they had any ideas. And he's like, I'm going to be using speaker stands or something. And I'm like, that's all fine and well, but I don't own speaker stands. So I might have to go buy something. I thought maybe a light stand, like a one light, I don't know what you call it. One stand that has the T bar on the top for putting, you know, your like par cans on. I might be able to buy one of those and then run some sort of extension in that bar at the top to make it long enough for the banner. That might be the cheapest option. I don't know. But I got to find something. Harry Dude says, portable clothes hanger rack with extension pipes to make it taller. Portable clothes hanger rack, maybe. Sam says 230 in the UK used to be 240. Yeah. I don't know why we're at 110. I don't understand, or 120, whatever you want to call it. Paul says, Temu. I would not buy a foot switch for my drill press from Temu. Not that they don't have one, and you probably could actually. It'd probably cost you like, you know, $1.37 or something like that, and 2 months worth of shipping time. Rick says, yes, I have a WIN air filtration unit. There you go. Check that link, Rick. I think there's only one. It's an affiliate link, one affiliate link in the video, and it's to that foot switch. By the way, side note, if you guys ever, those of you that order on Amazon, when you're going to order, if you want to, go into one of the videos and click any of the affiliate links, then do your Amazon shopping there. By shopping through my link, it helps support the shop. And you can still order your things, the same stuff that you always order. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just, you know, like half a cent of each order comes back to the shop. This is a shameless plug. But no, it's a great way to support. I don't often mention that, but because I don't like to try to plug a lot of that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you use any of my links, you don't have to just buy the thing in the link. As long as you enter Amazon through one of my links, you know, if you go in, for example, and click on the link to the foot pedal that's in the drill press foot pedal video, of course it'll bring up the foot pedal, but then you just go to the top and you search whatever, you know, whatever it is you need, and buy it through there. It still counts, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. And like I said, it's a great way to help support the channel and support the shop and keep the projects coming. And I totally appreciate it. So I feel like I should say that more, but I just, you guys know I don't like to, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but I'm just throwing it out there. If you wanna do that way, if you order from Amazon, I'd love to have your shop through my links. Of course, you know, you don't have to whatsoever, but just putting it out there. Anyway, that's now I got sidetracked. Oh yeah, because Rick said he has the WIN unit and all that. But yeah, the light stand thing is what I'm thinking. I can go buy a single light stand with the T-bar on the top, maybe extend the T-bar long enough for, you know, for the banner, and then hopefully maybe that would work. Tony's here. Tony says, morning sunshine. Better late than never. Had to make a Walmart run. Right on, Tony. Welcome and good morning to you. How are you doing this fine Wednesday morning? Sam says, get 2 global people to hold the banner. Yeah. Yeah. That's an idea. Paul says, build a set out of 2x4s. Yeah. I mean, I thought about trying to put something together. You know, I thought, honestly, I thought at first electrical conduit. You know, I could 3D print some connectors, you know, and just boop, 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 kind of make a large, what are the sticks? What were those things called? Like, I want to say Tinker Toys. Is that it? Maybe it is Tinker Toys. Or erector set kind of thing. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to design the little connectors, you know, test prints, and then print the connectors that I need, and then I'll probably break them, so I have to redesign them to make them stronger. And I'm like, maybe I just need to buy something, as much as I don't want to do that. If I'd have known more ahead of a time, I would have made that a project, and we would have made a banner stand out of electrical conduit and 3D printed parts, or even wood. You just drill holes in wood and use it like connectors. Paul says Temu is probably the same manufacturer as Harbor Freight. You know, you're probably right. Paul says I should do that for you. I spend a ton on Amazon. Paul, you know, I'm just saying, if you just bookmark one of the links and you use that to shop, do all your shopping from, I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, and then, like, you know, half a cent of the purchase comes back to the shop in the form of commissions. And like I said, it doesn't cost anymore. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost anybody anything extra. Puzzle just bought a router tabletop and a garbage disposal. Nice. Paul says, even better, lighter, transportable, use PVC pipe to make the frame for the banner. I wonder if I have time to do that before. I don't feel like I do. I've got 2 guitars already I've gone through. I've got a third on the setup bench, and I got 1 more guitar and a bass just to double check. I'm just going through, getting everything cleaned up, ready to go, polished, tuned, make sure there's nothing funny with them. I got to get those done. I wonder if I would have time. I wonder if I would have time to get that done. I don't know. I got to think about this. Sam Packin says, just looked at the link for the foot pedal, $28. $28. I could have swore it was like $12 when I put it up there. Huh, I wonder if the price has changed. I'll have to check that out. I may need to modify that a little bit. But thanks for letting me know. And Canadian too. I don't know what the difference is there. Sam says, perhaps get a projector to project your stand name. No need for a banner. You can use any large wall as a screen. Well, that's the problem, Sam. I'm not against a wall this year. That's the dilemma. I was hoping to be against a wall. I even asked the promoter if I could have a wall space. I didn't get a wall space. So, I don't know. I don't have anything to project anything on. I do have a TV. Remember last year I broke the TV and had to buy a new one. I got the new TV. I've taken it off the CNC machine because it has to pull like triple duty. It's all packed up in the original box, so hopefully it doesn't get broken. But yeah, that's about the only thing I'm trying to work out is trying to figure out what to do with the banner. I don't know. That's my dilemma right now. I'm trying to get creative. I'm trying to not spend any money, but I might have to. I might have to just to get this done. So I don't know. I like the PVC idea. Oh, Harry Dude says that he likes Paul's PVC pipe idea as well. Yeah, it's a great idea. I might have to look at that though. One thing I thought of, and I did some measurements. So I've got a couple of boom microphone stands, right? So it's got the tripod base, it's got your main upright, and then from there it's got another boom that swings up, so you can have it, you can move it around. That boom is much smaller. It's somewhere around 5/8. I took a measurement of it, or between 5/8, or between a 1/2 inch and 5/8. I thought, well, maybe I could take that boom out, insert a piece of 1/2 inch conduit, or I don't know if PVC would be rigid enough, or maybe 1/2 inch water pipe might work. Like I said, I gotta look. I thought maybe I could put a longer piece in there and then basically replace that boom arm with my own longer piece of pipe, and maybe that would work. But I got to see what's available at the store. And then again, I keep thinking, well, maybe just buying a light stand would be better. I don't know. There's a bunch of options, but I don't have a lot of time. Oh, and the other thing, I'm still pondering doing the live stream from the show. I would basically take this setup, this microphone or this camera, and I would put it up probably on top of my whatever I use for the banner, and just have it looking out over the crowd or over the place. I'm still considering that. It wouldn't be super interactive with myself because I wouldn't be available, to really sit in front of it and hang out with everybody. But I might try that. So if you guys happen to see a live stream pop up from the show and it's just kind of from above the crowd, just know that that's what it is. And feel free to jump in there and hit the thumbs up and all that. Because if I get it set up and I get it running, I'm going to try to run it all day long. Once in a while, hopefully I'll be able to take it down and chat with some people. But just know that I'm considering that. Just for fun. Sent Packin says, I think the dollar is at 60 cents. Oh, so maybe that is the difference. It might be. Harry Dude says, PVC pipe over the top of the straight part of the mic stands. Gives the tripod section of the mic stands. Boom. Harry Dude. I like that. Then you still get the tripod base. It's right in line. I just made the camera do something. Did I turn off? Oh, I did. I turned off the moving around. Harry Dude, that's a great idea. I could buy a piece of pipe that fits over the whole thing. Yeah, that might just work. That might be it. Then I might have to come up with something. Ooh, I like that idea. I might have to come up with some sort of a weight at the bottom, like an improvised sandbag or something. I don't have anything at the moment. Just to keep it from wanting to tip in once I have the banner hanging on there. But yes, that would be super easy. Because then I wouldn't even have to worry necessarily about the size. It's just got to be big enough to slide over that center tube of the mic stand. Yeah, that might work. Rick says, I smell smoke again. Yes. You can always tell when something really strikes a chord. Like that? Strikes a chord in my brain, because I just have to stop and think about that. Yeah. Sam says, you get a 1,000-inch TV. Yes, the same TV in airport terminals or shopping malls. You might want a big spot to set up. That would be sweet. A big old screen. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, it's totally I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm going to come back to this thought here in a minute. So yesterday, I had the privilege of being able to chaperone a 7th and 8th grade field trip that my daughter's school went on, and they went to a local performing arts place, and they saw a play, like a nice production of the play. And like musicals and stuff aren't my thing, but I like to go when I can to these things, because they don't have buses and stuff like that. So a lot of the when they get to go on field trips, it's really up to volunteers, the parents, really, to volunteer their time and drive the kids around. We have to we just load up all the cars, and there's a whole caravan of us going. But anyway, I got to go, and while we were watching this performance, one thing that really stood out to me was their entire background. If you envision a play or a musical or something, they'll have backdrop customized to their scene. This one was not separate scenes, and I don't know exactly how they did it, because it wasn't like a movie screen at the back, but their backdrops were all projected, and we're talking like giant auditorium size scene here. I don't know how wide the stage was, 100 feet. I don't know if it's that or not, but whatever it was, the entire backdrop was projected, I'm guessing back projection or something. It was some sort of a screen, and they were able to customize the scene when they did scene changes. You know, they changed the stuff on the stage, but then when it came back on, it was a different image projected onto there. And it wasn't just a static picture either. It was like a video. Things would move, and like trees would move, and lightning would flash. It was super cool. But something like that would be awesome for the backdrop for the guitar show. Big giant thing. And that would be so cool. But yeah, it was really cool. Kind of your idea, Sam, with the 1,000-inch TV kind of reminded me of that backdrop for this production we watched yesterday, and it was super awesome. But yeah, something like that would be cool, like a rear projection, something, big giant screen of some sort. That would be cool. I heard it says for counterbalance, water bottles. Yeah. Yeah. Gallon jugs. I gotta look around. That, Harry dude, that you may have just nailed it. Just pull the boom stand, the boom arm off, and just slide a piece over the main part of the mic stand. That might be it right there. I just got to go to the hardware store and buy a piece of, I don't know if PVC is strong enough. It might be. Strength to weight. I think electrical conduit might be a little bit lighter. I don't know. Let's see. Sam says you could one day get a bus and turn it into a mobile workshop. I have thought about that. Buy a school bus. They're for sale all the time. It would be kind of cool. Paul says, I need a 1,000-inch TV, even though I don't watch TV. Bragging rights alone. Yeah. I don't even know if they make a 1,000-inch TV. I don't think they do. I've seen 100 and something, I think. I think those big, giant 1,000-inch things are more of a, I don't think it's an actual TV. It's like an LED screen, isn't it? Or maybe it is a TV. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not a TV expert. Sam Packin says ABS would be stronger. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We'll see. I got to come up with something though, because these darn this banner needs to hang. So we're gonna figure it out. I just wish that I would have got a wall spot, because that was so much easier. Like I had last year, so easy. We just, duct taped them to the wall, and it worked awesome. I guess we don't do that this year. Different venue, different location, different setup. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried. Rick says, thick wall over the stand. Yeah. Paul says, we have a 55 on our bedroom wall. Wifey watches Netflix and other things. Her office is in the bedroom. There you go. There you go. That's a decent size right there too. Even something like that at the display at the guitar show booth would be pretty cool. Yep. So yeah, Sunday's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super busy. I gotta start filming kind of a vlog style video for that as well. Doing some of the preparation work on the guitars, probably trying to cobble something together for the banners, and then of course the day of. Day of is really hard, because I found once you're there and the doors open and people start coming in, it is really hard to get a few minutes to break away to do some filming. So yeah, but we'll get some footage. I want to try to do a quick live stream, maybe a live stream walk around, or maybe I'll just do like a walk around that I'll include in the vlog. I'm not sure on that yet. I might just film it for the vlog and then try to live stream the entire thing. It's all dependent on if I have Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi. I need internet there. I don't know if they have it. Sam says, never freely admit to having wood or lumber. You might get strange looks. True. Rick says, a small TV running some of the videos would be cool. That's exactly what I do, Rick. I have the... I built it in a video 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, I believe it was. From an old brake drum base, and then a piece of electrical conduit, and then the TV sits on top. and I've got a USB drive that plugs into the back of the TV, and it just plays. I've got just a little playlist on there of videos, and it just runs through all day long. It'll play a video, and then I do a little Haley Guitars graphic thing, and then it plays another video, and then another Haley Guitars graphic thing, and it just keeps going all day. It's just something, you know, something moving at the booth, right? So when people walk by, like there's stuff going on, and they can, you know, hopefully draw their attention. But it's only on a small, like a 24-inch TV, because that's what I have for the CNC machine. But yeah, a big giant one would be pretty cool too. We'll see. Maybe that'll be a future upgrade. Because man, the prices of TVs now are getting quite a lot less. Let's see. But yes, Rick, that's exactly what I do. Yeah. Paul says, I think I'm going to actually make a vid on setting up the collapsible router table as a tip to save space in a small shop. Yes, you should. Paul, do it. I would encourage it. Sam says you need a MiFi setup. It's portable internet that works from a SIM card in a device the size of a cell phone. Yes, yes. And there's some stuff that I'm working on too, about, you know, for doing some more live stream things, and that probably will at some point be what I would add. Right now, I don't think I'd add it right now. I'm not there yet. But the other downside is it's another monthly cost, right? You got to pay for the plan. Paul said, minus the accident. Yes, yes, Paul, please no more of those. No more. And I hope it's healing up better. Is it feeling better? I hope it is. But anyway, so yeah, so let's see. A recap. This weekend, the project video coming out Saturday morning, Sandpaper Shelf. Sunday, Colorado Guitar Show in Custom Luthier's Expo. Starts at 6 a.m. for me. No, starts at 5 a.m. I got to get up, load up, hit the road by 6, drive up to Denver. It's like an hour and a half away. Doors open at 10. Early bird doors open at 10. The regular doors open at 11. It goes from 11 to 4. There's like 4 different shows going on all at the same time. So you're going to have to, I don't know the exact layout of the place. So if you're planning on going, you're going to have to find the guitar area. I don't know where the entrances are located this year, but there's like Vintage Voltage, like some sort of other electronic thing. There's like a toy and game show and the guitar show. So it's all under the same roof in different sections. So I'm not 100% sure how it's laid out, but if you're going, just search us out. Try to find stuff. Try to find the banner. Try to just track us down. Hopefully we're right by the door, but I don't know. So anyway, and then let's see. Where was I going with this? Oh, possible live stream. I'm just doing a recap of some of the stuff coming out. Possible live stream coming out of that also on Sunday. We'll see. That's if I have Wi-Fi. But yeah, it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy. Paul says, yes, much better. Good. Rick says, hey, I found a guy that sharpens blades. 5-minute walk away. Quick turnaround. Dang, nice. Can't beat that. Sam says, little tip. TVs work when they're dropped on the ground. You're right, Sam. So last year, mine wasn't dropped on the ground, but I put it in the back of the car, and at one point we were driving and turning, it had tipped over, and the corner of it slammed onto something, and that's what did it in. So I will make sure that does not happen this time. Rick says, have a great time at the guitar show and good luck with the banner. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. It's going to be fun. It's always fun. I just love that time, you know, really being able to, you know, to hang out and meet everybody and, you know, just visit, see all the amazing guitars and instruments there. It's going to be super cool. Rick says, see you next week. Celebrate your day, folks. Right on, Rick. You have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your week is awesome as well. Paul says, later, send pack and have a great week. Sam says, thanks for the fantastic stream today. Rick said, thanks, Paul. Ciao. Right on. Sam, thank you. Yeah, you're right. It is about that time to get this wrapped up. I think I'm going to need to, well, I got to preview a video, the safety video, get that uploading, and then probably got to run to the store and try to find some sort of something to make this banner deal work. If I can do it for less than a light stand, I think that's what I want to try to do. Here, dude, I'm gonna investigate that idea. So thank you. Thanks for that idea. And thank all of you for brainstorming with me. That's one of the things I love about this format, right? We can just brainstorm with each other in real time. And, you know, we can try to solve problems. And I think we've probably solved that problem in there somewhere. So anyway, thank you. Thank you all for your input on that. Rick says, drive, it's quicker. Good idea, Rick. I think I will. Let's see. Sam says, thanks for the stream. Harry Dude says, cheers, everyone. Sam, be safe, everyone. Sam Packin, drive. Yep. Paul says, have a great week. Take care. Paul says, take pictures of the sync settings before you go. Good call. Yes, I should do that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, right on. I got it. So where are we at here? I'm going to double check. 600. So I'm at a 600 millisecond delay while using this wireless. But anyway, right on. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really, really appreciate it. I can't say it enough. That's why we're here. So anyway, you guys have an awesome week. Enjoy the weather. I know it's, at least for a few days here, it feels like it's going to be some springtime weather for a bit. And it's going to be awesome. We've got a busy weekend ahead of us. And yeah, again, if you're out in the Denver area, come on out and come on out and visit at the Colorado Guitar Show. I look forward to meeting everybody. Jimmer tunes in right now and says you're welcome. Sam says button time. Jimmer, what's going on? We're just getting out of here. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much. We're getting out of here. Till next week. Thanks a lot for watching. Get on your shops, build some cool stuff, have fun, be safe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate all of you. See you later.